Brian Thomas Jr. is getting so disrespected right now, coming out of week one, heading into week two. We just had the Thursday night game, so week two is about to get underway here on Sunday. And this is the one player, the wide receiver one, the deepest wide receiver one that is being disrespected the most, that you could go get and downgrade your wide receiver one into BTJ, upgrade into BTJ. You'll never be able to buy a wide receiver in 2025 that has really high-end wide receiver one value, cheaper than you could buy BTJ right now. Let's talk about it. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
How do I know this information? Guys, I get asked so many questions. If you watch any of my live streams, you see how many questions I go through. And I go through so many iterations of some of the same type of questions that I get a real feel and barometer and temperature of what the general populace is thinking in the fantasy football space. So I believe I have the best temperature of any YouTuber you could find on what the people are thinking. One of the biggest disrespected players is BTJ right now. And how do I know this? Well, as I just said, but mainly through start bench questions more than anything. The fact that I'm being asked, hey, Smitty, do I start BTJ or Ricky Pearsall, Smitty? No one's saying Pearsall is not a decent play this week. I'm not saying that at all. He's obviously not a great play. He's got his quarterback down. Brock Purdy missing 2 to 5 weeks, but Pearsall probably going to get fed a lot. They're in some trouble. They'll be throwing from behind, or probably will be. And so this is a good play. But the fact that people are asking me over and over, should I start BTJ or Pearsall, or should I start BTJ or go with a player like DJ Moore is one that I got asked the other day. Is it possible that Pearsall or DJ Moore outscore BTJ? Yeah, it's possible, but why are we having this conversation? One person asked me about Adunze. And again, these are all solid players, but the start bench questions are more telling as to where people are feeling on BTJ than anything. I think some people are unaware of this. So a lot of the trade questions I'm getting aren't necessarily the indicators here, because no one's expecting BTJ to be this cheap. But I'm telling you, he is. Quietly, he is. Whether we know it or not, based on trade offers or people putting BTJ on the trade block, I think people are quietly worried about him, to the point where you're not seeing a lot of offers or anybody trying to get rid of him. But I'm trying to tell you that the warning signs are there, that the BTJ owner is going like this. Maybe what do I do here? They're scared to get rid of the draft capital player too early. So no one's trying to go out of their way to get rid of them. But these start bench questions are telling me to tell you that you can literally go knocking on the door and say, hey, I've got this player right here. Now, a couple players that come to mind, packages that I think you could potentially throw at somebody. First of all, not suggesting you can do all of these one for one. But AJB is somebody that didn't play well himself, but I'm trying to get rid of him. So I would package AJB plus some player that is like Pearsall, like some player that's doing well, that people want to potentially get their hands on, and you're gonna take advantage of this AJB household name, and then they're swapping risk. Sometimes people are like, well, I doubt my player, let me go get another player that I haven't really, I don't doubt that much. Judkins would come to mind. He's available on waivers in some formats, so you could go and grab him. Mason comes to mind if you were to do a +1. Jordan Mason, there's some limitations to what he can do, but I like him. Dylan Sampson would be good as well. Aaron Jones, who scored but is still very suspect, I think, on the year, and he could break down at any moment. So you got those names, DeAndre Swift. So these would be like, not just AJB with these players, but you could say Swift and take this player out and say Swift and a lesser player than AJB. So maybe you're trading Swift and Pearsall, even more so. I'd do something like this, obviously. Pearsall and Pollard. You could go after a potential Jaylen Warren You get the point. All these are players that you're probably not starting, and you're just collecting them together. Pacheco is a concern. Pacheco would be really good. Another running back or two that I could throw out here, probably say like Walker, for example. People that have Walker are scared of having him, but people for some reason will take Walker if you couple him with, let's just write Pearsall again. Pearsall, or if you go DJ Moore, and you might even say, well, I can get him cheaper than this. Maybe you can try, but I'm just telling you, my limit does not go past this. I would certainly give up more. I think if we go toward, let's go the wide receiver front. So right now we're talking about running backs being heavily involved in this, but like, what could we do wide receiver wise? Jerry Jeudy, I'd definitely give up Jeudy and then add something if I needed to. I would give up, as I said, a Dunze. I'd give up potentially a DK and something. I would give up, let's see here, what other players make Tyreek Hill, and then if I have to give up something else. Now, when you give up another player like Tyreek Hill, who's very doubted, you don't want to put the onus on Tyreek Hill, because then you're having somebody say, well, BTJ versus Hill, I don't like that. Hill is very risky. But when you put the onus on another player, the risk level gets diluted and exchanged over, a split, to both of them. So you want the risk to be on both these players. So if you were to throw a Pollard in here, or a Mason, or an Aaron Jones, then all of a sudden this makes sense to the person, and they're like, I don't have to rely just on Hill. Now Hill's risk becomes diluted, and now his upside can be seen. It's like kind of separating the risk and allowing the upside to kind of be visual through the smoke of all the risk. The risk is too thick when it's just 1-for-1, but when you take some of the risk out and put it on Aaron Jones's plate, and now you have two players, now you can see the upside. So that's why the 2-for-1 psychologically works. 2-for-1's great. Psychology and fantasy football. We talk about psychology and fantasy football all the time. So go get BTJ before it's too late. BTJ is going to go out there and have a 100-yard game and a touchdown. It's over. It's over. You're not getting BTJ anymore. 7 receptions, 100 and a touch. It's over. BTJ right now can be had at value that's so far outside the top 15 overall wide receivers. Maybe not on paper, on its face value. Maybe you can't get him for somebody that is truly outside the top 15, but that's different than getting him for somebody that appears to be top 15 that is not top 15. And then you throw another player in that's just solid. So you're getting a player that is pretending to be a paper tiger top 15 player. Case in point would be, you're going and getting a player that's playing well like Flowers right now, who I like Flowers. I'm not saying he's not good, but he's kind of posing as maybe a top 15 player. So you're trading Flowers for BTJ, unable to do that straight up. So you're just throwing in that extra piece to make this person say, okay, maybe they're not actually top 15, but I can pretend they are, because I'm getting this secondary piece. That's what the 2-for-1's accomplishing. Go get BTJ before he goes straight to the moon, and it's not a trade you can even pull off anymore.
BTJ, what you gonna do? He's BTJ. You gotta put it on you. He's BTJ. Gonna have a good game. He's BTJ. Mama screams his name. BTJ is going to put it on you. There's not a single thing that you can do.
I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. Don't forget, we draft on Underdog using promo code Smitty. The link is in the description of the video. Play $5, get 50. And don't forget to get on over to my Patreon. It's a 365 24/7 live chat group. That link is in the description as well. It's a great place to get one-on-one advice and help. Live chat 365 24/7. Amazing group of people. It's like a group chat. You're like, I want a group chat. I hear my friends got a group chat. You got a group chat. Go check it out. Link in the description. I'll see you all in the next one. Again, I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. And additionally, I'm live every single time big news breaks. And then I'm also live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. See you on the next one.